Hey, hello class. For my project, I decided that I will be discussing racism and how to solve it and talk about it in the classroom. And when speaking on things that are so, sensitive, such a sensitive topic, I feel like you have to be very straightforward and, just very honest with what you think and share your belief, your idea, and others have to share their ideas as well. And I just feel like the only way to understand each other is to come together and speak about it. So, and why not a classroom be the best place for that, especially a college classroom? So, in my video, I took another class in which we spoke about a lot of sensitive things like this class, and before the class, I informed the students that I'm doing a project, and if they're okay with it, could I record us talking in class while we speak on certain topics like racism, for example. And they agreed, they just didn't want me to disclose their name and stuff like that, so here you go.
I just kind of want to touch on it, and I also have a question. So I was reading something, and they were saying that when all of the really old racists and like that entire era of people that, like the higher ups in the Ku Klux Klan, like when they all die off, is when what we're doing now will actually have a purpose. And I just wanted to know how you felt about that, because I feel that if we're raising our children in our generations, if we're raising our children to be more conscious of inequality and individualities and to be embracive of those things, if those people that have all of this power and all of this supremacy just die off, and the people that continue to get older that have these mind frames of equality and peace continue to be in those positions of power, that's when we'll see the change.
So the young, beautiful black lady was speaking on just our world, our country, and the state of what it's in due to racism and how the cycle can end, and she was talking about something that she read, and it was saying until basically as time goes on, as the years go by, the most racist people would die off, therefore creating an opportunity for new generations to come up and be more united, And so she made a great point, and my teacher responded back to her and had some good things to say as well. So.
Could anyone else ever go have sex with multiple porn stars and pay them off and it come out and it just be like, okay, this is move? No, no one else can do that except
Trump did that?
White males.
Sure.
Right? There's no one else that can get away with it.
I know Trump did that.
Yes.
So my teacher, when responding to the beautiful black lady, he basically was just giving different points and just how people relate to different things, and he was talking about how people just seem to relate and to be attached and attracted to things like Donald Trump does, like the racist remarks and things like that, and he believes it's about the persona of the top white people, So it's like their persona. He even said something to the fact that George Bush, it was a poll that people took when George W. Bush was in office, and it said that like 90 or 80% of America wanted to drink a beer with him. So it's just their likability, you know what I'm saying? So if the energy that type of action receives is what keeps it going, is basically what the teacher was saying. So, and after the teacher said what he had to say, we had a beautiful Mexican lady, Latino, speak her mind on issues that she experienced.
I see is that the thing is with your scenario is say those people die off, they're still raising their children, and their children are still getting those same privileges. And I say that because even recently with the Board of Regents, right before the governor left, he removed 3 regents' contracts to keep them as head of the Board of Regents. And the Board of Regents make all the rules and regulations for all the college systems in Georgia. So even if they die off, they're still raising their children and sending their children to good schools, and they're making these connections with these people who are willing to give them the opportunity. And I say that because I work in a place where I see that we have several resumes coming, people with PhDs, master's degrees, and still someone with a bachelor's degree that usually makes a decision to come in from engineering.
And they're serious about,
They're very
for their premier institutions, if you are undocumented and you're qualified to get into UGA, you can't go, right? And so that's considered, as far as I'm concerned, punitive and unjust for residents in Georgia, whether they have documentation or not, and have worked their way through this dysfunctional public school system and become qualified to get into UGA, which is very, that the